We are going to discuss about the notes payable. This in the undergrad, ito ay nabibilang po under the intermediate accounting 2. Okay, ito yung medyo umpisa ng mahirap na subject kasi yung intermediate accounting to medyo mahirap yan ng mga topics na nandyan like mga income accounting for income taxes, mga bonds payable, leases, shared-based payments, stockholders equity, etc. Okay, Okay, on this notes payable, I would like to start this. We're using the book of Milan, Intermediate Accounting 2. And here's the learning objectives for this. So first we have state the initial, subsequent notes and loans payable. So this is not only about the notes payable, but also there is a loans discussion in here. Okay, apply the present value factors. If you have passed already the intermediate accounting one, therefore you should be able to understand the present value factors and also the amortization table. However, it's not a problem if you don't have. I will also include the kung paano yun i-compute yung present value factors if not given doon sa problem. Okay, then also there is an origination fees as part of the cost or transaction cost when acquiring or having a notes payable. Okay. So, sinabi dito na ang notes payable is an obligation supported by promissory note. Kasi pag hindi yan supported by promissory note, it is supported only by open invoice. In other words, ang tawag dyan ay accounts payable. Accounts payable are generally arising from trade. Okay, kaya nilalagay ito sa trade. So, meron tayong account na suggested na trade and other payables. Okay, this is a one line under the statement of financial position presented. It is because it captured na siya lahat ng payables including the trade and other now except for those that are really material that has to be separated doon sa kanilang presentation sa statement of financial position. For example, if we're talking about yung bonds payable, pinipresent yan separately talaga or yung mga loans payable na significant na really financing in nature. Okay, anyway, we can encounter that later on. Okay, so yun. Notes payable, we can call that one as notes payable if that is supported with promissory note. Now, the first thing that we need to understand is paano ba ang initial measurement nito? So we always base that on the fair market value minus the transaction cost. So what is a fair value? So sinabi dito that is the price. In other words, that is the transaction price. Kung ano yung napagkasunduan nyo sa isang transaction sa pagbili or pagsettle ng whatever obligation or a transaction, ang tawag dyan ay transaction price. So this is would be received to sell an asset or paid to transfer a liability in orderly transaction between the market participants at the measurement date. Okay? So in other words, yung napagkasunduan, yung contract price, yung settlement, or whatever acceptable in the market, that is what we call the price. For measurement purpose, notes payable are classified as, so mayroon tayong short term, long term. Okay. Why is it that why do we need to know pagdating sa measurement na dapat malaman natin kung short term ba yan, long term ba yan with reasonable interest, etc. Kasi sa computation, pag maapektuhan kasi siya sa duration ng kung kailan mag-mature yung note, yung promissory note. Pag sinabi nating 6 months term lang, then iba yung computation diyan. Mayroong mga other factors that we need to consider sa short term at saka sa mga long term. So when we say long term, pagdating dito sa note, we are talking about more than 12 months na mag-due na mga promissory note. Okay? From the balance sheet date. Okay, I would like to emphasize that when we say long term, we always look into the reporting date. When it's a reporting date, we always talk about the statement of financial position date or sa old term namin is balance sheet date. until maturity or until sa kanyang, maturity. So, yung pagitan dito, kung 12 months yan and below or shorter, means to say that that is short term. Pag ma- more than 12 months na, ito yung ika-12 month. Pag more than 12 months na, in other words, this is long term. And again, as I said earlier, yung measurement sa short-term payable is different from the measurement of the long-term payable. We will know that later, okay? Okay. Now, in here, just to anticipate everything on the later part, so mayroon tayong long-term payable na mayroon siyang sinasabi na reasonable interest rate. Uh, ang assumption, always assumption, pag makakita tayo ng promissory note na long term, tapos mayroon siyang interest rate, we always assume that as reasonable. Unless sinasabi doon na sa problem na unreasonable or significantly lower or unreasonably lower or higher than the market interest rate, then that's the time that we can say that hindi siya unreasonable. Okay? Dito naman sa letter C, mayroon namang long-term na walang interest. Okay? So, paano yan i-address kung ganun? Mayroon naman tayong mga long-term na mayroong interest pero unreasonable yung interest. So, it could be below or higher than the market. Okay. Okay, now let's have this first one. We have this short term. Sabi dito, one that will mature within 1 year. Okay, if I'm talking about within 1 year, kailangan yan, you need to know kung it could be, you need to know yung reporting date. Ito namang long term is yung beyond 1 year. Okay. Now, in the measurement process, ang balance sheet, we will not use the reporting date as the counting to see if the 1 year. Ang ito lang is, ginagamit lang ito kung saan mo siya i-report yung promissory note. Ang sinasabi dito is just to categorize lang yung mga promissory notes na short-term ba siya or long-term for the sake or for the purpose of initial measurement. Okay? We will discuss that later. Hindi mo pa yan maintindihan yung sinasabi ko ngayon kasi I'm talking about you have to separate also yung pag-classify nila kasi pag sa measurement, we are talking about yung date of promissory note of PN up to the maturity. Okay? So pag more than 1 year yan from the date of the promissory note, we are talking about long term. If that is within 1 year, ang maturity date ng note, promissory note, then we're talking about short term. Okay. Short-term payable, ito yung, ang measurement na short-term payable is always at its face value. Okay, take note of that ha. Short-term payable, always at its face value. That's the general, okay, rule. Pero mayroong however dito. Pag yung short-term or yung payable mo is significant, mayroon siyang significant financing component, in other words is, ginagamit siya pang finance. I mean, pang-provide ng money for capitalization, not really as incidental to like settlement of accounts payable or settlement of, to issue for the acquisition of a property. No, ang sinasabi, example dito ng significantly component finance, ito yung mga notes payable na ginagamit sa paglo-loan sa bank. Okay? Kasi every time na magkakaroon ka ng or mag-obtain ka ng loan sa bangko, mayroon talaga yung promissory note. Okay? So, pipirma ka doon. So, in that instance, ang tawag natin dyan, yun yung promissory note na mayroon siyang significant financing component. So, the fair market value of that short term, kahit na short term siya, kailangan pa rin i-compute yung kanyang tinatawag na present value. Okay, halimbawa, umutang ka ng 100,000. Okay, payable in 1 year. Okay, so from here, present value, this is the day 0 or the day 1, and this is the day 360 or 365. So, kailangan yan i-discount dyan if that is with, again I'm talking about with significant financing. Kailangan yan i-discount yung notes payable para kukunin yung kanyang present value. Okay? ang hindi lang po kailangan na kunin yung discount kung halimbawa short term yung payable at saka hindi siya or wala siyang any component na significant financing. Okay? So how do we do that? Example, if you're obtaining 100,000 at let's say 10%, halimbawa 10%, tapos ang sabi doon sa market is 12%, then yung 100K mo plus the 10,000 na interest after 1 year, i-discount yun pabalik dyan. Okay? So, paano i-compute yun? So, i-divide lang yan ng 1.12. Okay? Or ang complete na kanyang computation is 1 times 1 over 1 plus 12%. Okay, dito yung raised to 1. Raised to 1 because 1 year lang siya. Okay, so that's it, the how to compute that. Okay, so yun yung ibig sabihin dyan. Ito namang long-term payables, fair value pa rin yung susundin. Pero pag halimbawa, so as I said, the assumption is that reasonable interest. Okay, okay. Now, pag mayroon siyang interest rate, ang always na fair market value niya, it is always referring to its face value. So, always a face value. So, in other words, there's no need for you to compute the present value of that, if that is the case, okay? An interest rate is deemed reasonable, okay? If it is approximates to the market rate. So, sinabi ko kanina is there's assumption na that is at pag interest-bearing note, we are assuming always na that is at market rate or approximately to the market rate. Okay, anyway, you have to wait doon sa problem na sasabihin na yan ay unreasonable ang interest rate. Okay, ganun lang yung gagawin. Okay, sa long term naman na walang no interest rate, kailangan mong i-compute yung present value pag-compute doon sa tinatawag natin na fair value. So, paano yun gagawin? So, example, kanina may example na 110,000. So, halimbawa, ang yung 100 mo is payable in 2 years, pero wala siyang interest. So, nag-issue ka ng promissory note on January 1, 2026. So, payable at to December 31, 2028. So, that's the maturity of that promissory note. So, anong gagawin ngayon? Since wala siyang interest, ito ha, no interest, kailangan mo siyang i-discount yung 100,000. Kasi we have to put that in mind that ang ang promissory note na walang interest, there is what we call imputed interest. In other words, mayroon na yang nakapaloob na interest sa 100,000. Again, nakapaloob sa 100,000. So, kailangan nating ihiwalay yung nakapaloob na or yan, nakapaloob na 100 na interest doon sa 100,000 by using the present value. So, if the given market rate is or the imputed rate, kailangan niya sabihin ng anuhan ng problem na mayroon talagang imputed rate. Okay. Pag yung imputed interest rate is sinabi na 12%, ang gagawin dito is ganito. Yung 100K times mo lang sa 1 over 1 plus 12% raised to 2. Raised to 2 na ngayon ba kasi 2 years na siya. Okay? So, therefore, at January 1, pag magko-compute ka, try natin. So, paano natin yan gawin? Okay, in a manual, kung mayroon kayong scientific calculator, you can do that so easily. Okay? So, ito lang yon, bali 100,000. Divide mo lang siya sa una, 1.12. That is for 1 year. Then, yung ano na naman dito is, i-divide mo naman siya ng another 1.12. So, that is 79 yung ating ano dyan. Okay? So, 79,000. Ano yon? 79,719. So, yun yung present value of that. Okay, now let's continue our discussion on the next video. Okay, we have cash equivalent price on the next video to be discussed.